Alright, so it's story time because I'm knocking a bunch of these videos out at once because I don't really sit down and do this much. But, so anyhow, story time, like I said, I had really freaked myself out when I had come across the ability to see auras in color. I'd always seen them, and I literally thought it was like heat waves or something coming off of people. But then I started seeing them in color, and somebody explained to me what was going on there. And I started looking into that, and it was like really vivid and really strong. And still goes on sometimes, like if I open my mind to it or whatever in whatever setting that it needs to be. But when it first started happening, I was seeing them everywhere. And one night I was pumping gas, and a lady was at the pump across from me, and I was like, "Have you ever had your aura read?" And she said, "What?" I said, "Have you ever had your aura read? Is blah blah blah," and we talked for like 3 hours at the gas pump. The gas place even ended up closing, and we still standing there talking about her life, and she was just like mind blown about like I knew all this stuff about her, and it was weird, and it freaked me out too. So being from a Christian upbringing and stuff and religious and everything like that, I am a Christian and follower of God and everything. People say that this kind of chakras and auras and energy and all this stuff, spiritual stuff, they kind of give you the impression that it clashes with religious belief in Christian God and stuff. So I kind of scared myself, and I was like, I prayed on it and everything. I was like, God, I don't know what's going on. I know this stuff is real because I'm seeing it. I need like a message or whatever, but I was like, I'm going to take tomorrow off, and I'm going to stay home. I don't have to work. I didn't have anything to do that day. I was like, I'm a weed eat, get the yard looking good and stuff, and I'm just going to take a day to myself and like take a break from all this crazy spiritual stuff going on, because it was a lot. At that point in my life, it was a lot going on. So I was like, I'm taking a break, taking a day to myself, and I was like, ask God. I said, after that, I need a message, which way to go, what's right, what's wrong. So, like I said, the next day, I'm taking a break. I'm not leaving the house. Like, I had everything I needed the night before. I wasn't going to leave the house. I had my water, my gas for the weed eater, everything. I was like, I'm staying home all day, and I'm not having any crazy any crazy stuff go on today. I'm taking a break from all the wild spiritual stuff that was going on. So I'm weed eating and everything, right? And I see this dude walking down the road. I'm like, not too many. I'm out in the country, so not many people are up and down my road, And this dude's walking down the road. I'm weed eating. I'm kind of watching him, because I'm not a very trusting person of mortal beings. So I'm kind of watching him and stuff, and I'm weed eating. And the guy just stops, and looks at me. He's like, "Bruh, you got some water, dude? I am so thirsty." He's like, I just been going through all this stuff, and I've been talking to God about everything going on in my life. And he says, and I just started walking to clear my mind, and I just started walking, and everything started looking bright and pretty, and I was like following the light, and I just, well, what's up with you? And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, yeah, I got some water, bro. I was like, come in the yard, man, get you some water. Crazy stuff, dude. Like, for real. It turns out me and the guy we went to school together, but we never really like talked like that. Like, even from like elementary school, like kindergarten, all that stuff. I think he was a little bit younger than me, but like, so maybe a grade or two below. But like, so we passed each other in a hallway. Like, we knew who the other person was, but we never talked. And then here we are. We end up sitting down and drinking some water and talking for, like, no joke, I think we talked for about 4.5 hours that day about God and about energy and about spiritual stuff and religious stuff and the difference between the two and them corresponding together and just all kind of stuff. Like, we had this deep talk on my day that was supposed to be my day off. So like I said, go back to the night before, I told God, I said, man, I'm taking a day off of all this spiritual stuff. But after that, I need a message from you of what's right, what's wrong, and which, is this stuff okay for me to believe in this and believe in you, or does it clash like people say it does? And then the next day, this dude pops up in my yard talking about exactly that. So I don't want to mention the guy's name because I don't want to throw him out there or anything like that. But we've actually become like pretty decent friends and stuff. He's a really awesome dude, and every time I see him now, we're on like another level of depth. That he's one of those type of friends that you got a different level of depth, good conversation and stuff like that. Like every time we come face to face, it's we on something. We got a thought. We got a something like, let me share this opinion with you. Let me hear what you got to think about this, or or it just ends up being talking about God and religious stuff and beliefs and corresponding outlooks and stuff like that, or comparison of outlooks, I should say. But it was a wild, like that really was definitely a message from God when this dude just followed the light, he said, and ended up in my yard to talk about God for about 4.5 hours. I ended up taking him home that day and stuff too. Dude lived like maybe 3 miles from me, 2-3 miles. So not that far of a drive, but it was a heck of a walk that he made to get to my house. I know that it was a long walk. And so it's just a story. Like I said, it's story time, but take from it what you will. But it is 100% true story, and Duke can vouch for me on that. So y'all keep y'all's eyes out for God's messaging and stuff. And also, like I said, I told God, I said I need a day off. You get the messages on His time, so be ready for it. Y'all have a great day.